So to say that, he's not like Justin Trudeau, well, Justin Trudeau thinks you're a lot like him because he wanted you to be his finance minister.
The Liberal infighting has become nasty. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. Today's top story here, we got Mark Carney and Chrystia Freeland. There is some stuff happening back there. Justin Trudeau, Mark Carney, Katie Telford, Gerald Butts, Karina Gould, they're all teaming up against Freeland. Who does Freeland have behind her? You see, Chrystia Freeland has been wiped from the WEF. That's right. We got a bunch of other stuff. Let's jump into this. First up, a report here in Canada says 3 out of 10 Canadians anticipate traveling less to the US while Trump is in office. We also got another report here. It says Toronto's region's population has surpassed 7 million, with almost 300,000 people moving here in just the past year. That is outrageous. Did they build 300,000 homes in Toronto? I don't think so. As this guy says, the country didn't even build 300,000 housing units last year. Yet a single city brings in that many. Did the people in charge of immigration fail grade 2 math? Can they not understand that new resident housing units constructed equals housing units shortage added? This proves the criminal immigration brought upon us by the Federal Liberals Party of Canada. Complete and utter negligence. It was done on purpose. You bet it was. If we had a nice list of all of Justin Trudeau's properties in his real estate development company, as well as what properties Mark Carney owns, as well as probably a bunch of other Liberals, we would see they all own a lot of houses, and not just under their names, but under shell companies and corporations in the Cayman Islands, in weird places like that. Properties in Canada, but owned outside of Canada. Hidden from the books, hidden from wandering eyes. We got this one coming from Premier Legault of Quebec. It says Trump should be careful because 64% of aluminum used in the US comes from my province in Canada. Them's fighting words. We got this video posted here of Chandra Arya speaking in the House of Commons. I don't know what this video is.
The Honourable Member for an opinion.
ಮಾನ್ಯ ಸಭಾಪತಿ, ಕೆನಡಾ ದೇಶದ ಸಂಸತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತೃಭಾಷೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಲು ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗುತ್ತಿದೆ.
This isn't India. Why is he speaking in his native tongue? This entire video is him just speaking like this.
ರಾಜ್ಯದ ತುಮಕೂರು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಸಿರಾ ತಾಲೂಕಿನ ದ್ವಾರಳು ಗ್ರಾಮದ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಹೇಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ
What is this? This is not India. I like his chances. He is Indian government's agent. Nice French. Next up, we got this. This has happened again. Mark Carney with the logo here. Says, here we go again. Is Mark Carney fit to run the country? He can't even get a logo out without plagiarism. Maybe he should have learned this if he ran for member of parliament first. So we've got Mark Carney's second logo here. Here was the first one that was very close to this company's. So not only does his second logo here look like the Liberty Tax Canada, it also now looks even closer to MBC, Mortgage Brokers of Canada. You can't make this stuff up. Coming soon, I mean. Next up, we've got Chrystia Freeland being thrown out of the whole clan, the family. She's thrown out of the WF. This is some bombshell news here. So first off, we have Bradshaw here on X who posted this. Credit going to her. It says, did Freeland quit the World Economic Forum? I can't find her on the website. So was she thrown out? What did she quit? She most likely did not quit. I think very much she was thrown out. But you can see here, as she searched for Chrystia Freeland WF, the search result is there. But when you open it up, there's nothing there. Her page is gone, which is what I've got here. You can see this is Chrystia Freeland. You can see at the top there. This is a live page. It's gone. If I go back and search it, her name's here, but you click it and there's nothing there. So she was removed from the WF, and that's probably because she went against Trudeau, pissed him off, made a mockery of the Liberals, went against the grain, and all of them rallied up against her and threw her out. Trudeau, Carney, Katie Telford, Butts, all of them that are ganging up on her. So basically, Liberals are having to take sides now. As I mentioned before, Mark Carney is the godfather to Chrystia Freeland's son. How does this play out? Is this going to get nasty, or are they just trying to use Karina Gould to soak up the female vote and make Freeland lose?
He's a senior economic advisor to the incumbent government. He was he's good friends with Minister Freeland. I believe he's the godfather to one of her children, and she was the finance minister. Justin Trudeau liked him so much that he frankly blew up his government to try to make him his own finance minister. So to say that, he's not like Justin Trudeau, well, Justin Trudeau thinks you're a lot like him because he wanted you to be his finance minister. So, and he has been an advocate for years now, a decade, for the carbon tax that Justin Trudeau brought in. So the ability for him to dissociate himself from the incumbent Liberal government on economics, I think, is not only going to be hard.
So this is interesting because, yeah, Mark Carney was going to get brought in to replace Freeland. Then he stepped back because the whole thing blew up and it messed up their plan, and Trudeau's pissed off. He's probably trying to get revenge on Freeland, thus making some calls, having Carney make some calls, and getting Freeland kicked out. Such an outsider. He started off lying. This was just a few months ago, maybe 8 months ago, that Chrystia Freeland said this.
The Prime Minister says he's been trying to recruit for years Mark Carney to run for the Liberals. Have you also spoken with Mr. Carney to encourage him to run for the party, and why or why not?
I actually have known Mark for a very long time. Both of us are from Northern Alberta. And I think Mark is a great Canadian. I am really glad that he has come out as a Liberal. And I'm grateful for any support he can offer our party, our government, and our country.
So have you spoken with him
I speak with Mark often.
about that?
I speak with him often. He's actually my son's godfather.
Right from her mouth there, this is not like, rumors or whatever. Yep, the Liberals are a big family, all right. Are they a family anymore? If we go back to Bradshaw's post here, we can look down and everyone's like looking for information on this. It says, check YouTube, videos not scrubbed yet. So World Economic Forum still has Chrystia Freeland's on their videos. We're seeing more and more people verifying this is not just one person. This is 7 hours ago. I just did it now. So it's not like it was just a server thing that lasted for an hour or two. If we search Karina Gould, there she is. She's still on the page. And we search Justin Trudeau, World Economic Forum. There is Captain Schmuck. He's still on there. And we search Captain Carbon himself, Mark Carney. Obviously, he's there. But Chrystia Freeland, her link doesn't go anywhere. So something is happening here. They're having some serious infighting going on. Now, we can look up when they deleted Chrystia Freeland's profile there. As I just searched here, this is the website that used to go there, and now it's an empty one. And you can see, so they just scrubbed it. These are time snaps. If we go back to 2024, see there's multiple time snaps that was on there. So it's actually just recently they deleted it. So the last time stamp here is on the 15th, 3-4 days ago. And there it is. So on the 15th, it looked like this. So she was still on there up until the 15th. So sometime in the past 3 days, they deleted her off of here. Very interesting. We got some bombshell news here posted on this federal court account. It says a decision has been issued with regard to a motion to expedite the hearing of challenge to the Prime Minister's decision to prorogue Parliament. So basically the Coles notes here is they're going to expedite the decision to reverse the prorogation. This comes on February 13th and 14th. So we're still almost a month away, about 3 weeks. But they could reverse prorogation, which would then completely screw up the Liberal leadership race. This might become a complete mess here in Canada, even more so than it is now. This is unbelievable. The reason why they decided to push this forward and actually take this serious is because of they cited the Trump tariff situation and how important this is, and we need a functioning government, which we don't have. As this guy, Bill M, says here, it should be clear that the dysfunctional government no longer serves the will of the people. Our country is in peril and we have no leader. Speaking of which, we've got an update here of the poverty in Canada. It's worse than we thought.
We begin this morning with a concerning new look at how many Canadians are struggling with the rising cost of living. 1 in 4 people living in poverty in this country. Those numbers coming from Food Banks Canada. It found the poverty rate is actually higher than the 10% estimated by Stats Can using metrics out of Europe. The report says 25% of Canadians cannot afford 2 or more household essentials, putting them below the poverty line. That includes 30% of 18 to 30-year-olds, 44% of single-parent families, and 42% of renters.
42% of renters. Like, look at these numbers. 44.5% single-parent households. 30%. Like, this is unreal. There's Trudeau's legacy. Yeah, exactly. This is what it is right here. Trudeau towns. How much money did Carney and Butts transfer out of your pension to their green funds? Exactly. Hundreds of millions. The cost of living just keeps going up. I'll be joining that 25% in just a matter of time. A lot of Canadians on the edge. Got this one posted by Michael Barrett, which is very interesting. It says carbon tax Carney must reveal how much he's profited from major corporations while advising the Liberals. He's had all the money and the power. It's time for accountability. In his letter here, I'll just give you the Coles notes here. So he does point out his Brookfield Asset Management. Just days after your appointment as the chair of the leader's task force on economic growth, it was reported that Brookfield Asset Management was actively lobbying for the same federal Liberal government that you were advising for $10 billion of Canadian taxpayers' cash here. As chair of Brookfield Asset Management, you advocated for heat pumps subsidies while serving as an advisor to Prime Minister and the Liberal government. Brookfield owns HomeServe, a heat pump company that stood to benefit financially from this policy. That is why they're pushing these heat pumps. It's nothing to do with natural gas being bad. It's because Mark Carney and his companies here will make more money. You're on the board of Stripe, a $65 billion multinational payment processing and lending business that falls under federal regulations. Recently, Stripe came under scrutiny in Canada for failing to pass along savings in a voluntary reduction on interchange fees to small businesses from Visa and MasterCard. Unanswered questions remain why the federal government didn't take precautions to ensure these savings weren't absorbed by companies like Stripe. Your various global positions, including the Global Advisory Board of PIMCO, which manages $1.88 trillion in assets and working with foreign sovereign wealth funds. He also served as chairman of Bloomberg LP, a major private. So, I mean, why is this guy running for prime minister if he's so rich and has so much influence and power? Why does he want the job as Canadian PM? He wants access to our money. He wants to make more money with our money. He's going to be worse than Trudeau. Going on to page 2 here. Says yesterday at your campaign launch, you would not answer when asked by journalists about your total corporate and international compensation in the same time period or about managing any potential conflicts of interest. The Michael Barrett is calling on here, also signed by Michelle Rimple Gardner here, to have financial disclosure. Yeah, we're going to need that. We also got this one. We got Karina Gould. Is she running for some Russian party? What is with this font? It's time for a new kind of leadership, a fresh vision. She's just playing into this. She knows she's not going to win. She's helping Trudeau and Carney. They're all working together on this to squash Freeland, basically. This is all quite hilarious that the Liberals are all melting down on each other now. Jumping over to CTV, there's a hilariously biased panel that discusses Karina Gould's bid for the Liberal leadership.
Ms. Damoff, last word goes to you. Wouldn't there be more people who want to run and fewer people dropping out if this was an election your party could actually win?
Well, we can actually win it. I'm going to disagree with you on that. I mean, I've watched Karina every day in the House. I sit right behind her and I see the calm, quiet confidence that she brings when she speaks, answers questions from the opposition leader, Mr.
Answers questions? Which questions has she answered? Name one. One. Just give me one.
Polyev. And I'll be honest, she gets under his skin. She's not afraid to stand up to a bully, and she does it in a way that I think is very Canadian. You know, it's one of confidence and courage.
There's nothing Canadian about her. She's a liar. She lies about the STC documents. She lies about the whole situation. She lies through her teeth. Canadians are honest, honorable, hardworking people, unlike Karina Gould.
Courage and quiet confidence, but also she's going to be stubborn when she needs to be, but in a way that I think Canadians will relate to.
Canadians aren't relating to that 1% in the polls.
Okay, I'm going to leave it on that note. I appreciate all.
Karina Gould, you must be kidding. Canada will be totally in the toilet with that. She doesn't have a effing clue. A panel where every single person is delusional wackos. What a washed up panel. If Karina Gould wasn't afraid to stand up to a bully, then she would have stood up to her boss. Oof, we can actually win. Laughed so hard I almost fell out of my chair. What a pathetic Liberal leadership contest this is. The fact that the winner becomes PM makes it sad. Meanwhile, in downtown Toronto, we've got these friendly characters who are saying they don't want a two-state solution here. So the ceasefire, that was not enough.
We don't want two states. 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 We don't want two.
You can't please these people. And we've got this one posted by Melissa. It says, if you want to understand Mark Carney, just look at the 15 people he follows on Instagram. Gavin Newsom, Jacinda Ardern, Rachel Reeves, Gerald Butts, Stephen Guilbeault. So you can see them here. Yeah, it's all climate nutcases. Got Catherine McKenna here, Trudeau's former finance minister. Didn't she lose a whole ton of money and that was never sorted out? And we've got this one coming from America. It says anti-drone tech was spotted on Trump's new motorcade. Is there a specific threat? So we'll mute that there, but you can see these little things on top of the vehicles here. So new motorcade. Yeah, I don't know. High security, I guess, for the inauguration. We'll see here in a day or so what happens. Are there sweeping tariffs? What will the response be? Will this destroy our country? Will it destroy their country? Jumping over to my group, let's check out some memes. Got this comparison here with credentials. 0 bills to his name, and then a list of all of the bills Pierre has been a part of. Yeah, Carney's big business banker, man. Self-serving. He wants to come in and use our money to get even richer. This one for Carney. You seem to be having trouble with your logo. Try this one. Carney, World Economic Forum. The Toronto Star weighs in on Mark Carney's Liberal leadership announcement. Holy heck, that Mark Carney launch was a letdown. Even the left saying that. The woke Toronto Star. Got this article in National Post here. It says it doesn't matter to Mark Carney if Canada survives. Got this one here. So this is the president of Argentina. It says since his victory, Javier Milei has fired 5,000 government employees, eliminated 380,000 government regulations, eliminated 12 of 21 cabinet posts, opened up the oil industry, shut down the Ministry of Gender and Diversity. And just now, Argentina is having the first time ever a surplus. It says here in budget surplus in 14 years. So we've got this one here. I've been waiting to see what has been happening with this, but basically it says BC Conservative leader John Rustad alleges election fraud in Surrey Guildford, claiming it altered a key 2024 result. That one, I believe, came down to like 22 votes. David Eby's just trying to sweep this under the rug. Something stinks of corruption in this area here. Types of nuts. Yeah. Well, there we have it. The Liberals are melting down. They are now infighting beyond belief. This is going to absolutely blow up at some point. They'll probably try to keep this as quiet as possible. But Chrystia Freeland, did she quit the WF? I doubt it. Is she going to come out and say, I'm a conservative now? Yeah, axe the tax. I'm not a part of the WF. No, I have nothing to do with those guys. I think she got thrown out. I think Trudeau is pissed. Him and Carney and the whole team, as many of the Liberals they could round up, are ganging up on Freeland. Who does Freeland have on her side? This is going to turn into a full-blown battle at this point.